God damn, I'm mad right now. So I don't want to talk. I don't want to start like this, but I had been going on. I started a recording right before this, and I probably went on for a good 8 to 12. I don't know how long the video is, but and I was on a roll. Everything was flowing. My thoughts were coming out right. I was using the right words. I was enunciating, and then I realized my microphone wasn't even on. Fuck. So now I have to try to recreate this energy because I really think it was important what I had to say. For me, at least. And if I share this to the people that will choose to listen. So I've said this before in a podcast a long time ago on one of the many podcasts I started in the past. I spent 4 years in a world where I cultivated and crafted a persona. For 4 years, I crafted this man out of the I don't know exactly how to explain it, but out of this person, this thing I had created inside of me from a very young age, I guess I could say. And the more time I spent in this world of um, independent wrestling, the more time I spent working, crafting on that persona, on that character, until it just consumed it just consumed the other version of me. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's kind of I see it more as a leveling up maybe. But for 4 years, I, first I lived out this dream I had since I was 7 years old. I discovered wrestling when I was 7. And as every pro wrestling fan in the 80s and 90s, we all dreamt at a certain point that we were going to grow up to become a professional wrestler. Later on in life, at the age of 33, I think, I decided I was going to try to accomplish that dream, and I did. I created this persona, this savage, a man that's always intense, disciplined, tough, no quit, never give up. Because when I grew up watching Rocky movies and professional wrestlers, the good guys, the Hulk Hogan and the Macho Mans, and I followed a lot of boxing and combat sports at a very young age, and I fell in love with it. And I always thought that I could be what I saw on TV. I didn't have access to it, and frankly, I was scared when I was young. Even if I did get access, I don't know if would I pursued boxing or martial arts at a young age. But in my mid-20s, I did. And for a long time, it taught me the discipline and everything that I needed in life. And I'm extremely grateful. Brought me to a point in my life in my 30s where I decided that I was going to chase this childhood dream of becoming a professional wrestler. And I did. And then I fell in love with the business. And for 4 years, I did my best to try to make it make sense to me and then tell my story through my persona. It forced me to become more and more like that persona, where to a point where it's all I was. And when the pandemic happened and when everything was shut down, couldn't wrestle anymore. I didn't have that platform. Professional wrestling had provided me with that platform to create and craft that persona, that savage. But now everybody was locked in their home and we couldn't come near each other and wrestling wasn't a thing anymore. And that identity got snagged away from me. I'm not sure that I'm pretty sure there's others like me that felt the same, but ever since then, it's been kind of hard to live in the real world as this man that I seem to have created for 4 years. It just like, I guess I didn't just create him, he kind of replaced. It's like the level up version of who I needed to be. And I'm realizing that now. I'm not trying to either shy away from it or I'm embracing it. And frankly, it seems to be giving me a lot of confidence. It's hard though. It's because I don't know. I don't know why I'm always searching to find out who I really am, like to the core, who I am without all the bullshit, without the ego. Every single day I try my best to be the absolute best version of myself and to improve on that version every single day. I'm not successful every single day, but I try my best. And on some days I'm very successful. And on other days I'm not. I used to let the bad days snowball into bad weeks and bad months. Because sometimes it's not just one bad day. It's a bad week. You know, like I'm an athlete. Every single day I'm working. I'm grinding. There's a workout. There's a run. That's just who I am. I'm trying my absolute best to keep my body in absolute best possible shape so that I can perform when needed. But it comes with consequences. Sometimes you get injured. Sometimes I got nagging chronic injuries from past training and stupidities. Not taking care of my body is definitely at the top of that stupidity list. Recovery is not always a priority, and I understand that. But I prioritize other things before that, which most people won't agree with, but it's just how I function. So sometimes I get injured and it prevents me from doing most activities. And this nagging for 4 or 5, 6 days and gets long just makes me realize that I'm fucking human. I'm not this unbreakable savage that can conquer everything. What I'm saying is that the longer I spend outside of that wrestling world where I crafted and created this persona, this savage, this disciplined man, tough as nails, never give up. The longer I spend away from that platform, the more the weaker version of me creeps in, and the less confident, unsure, questions everything. I'm trying my best to find a balance, but there gets to a point where I feel like I'm going to have to express this fire, this thing brewing inside of me. I feel if I keep it there like too long where I can't express it, where I can't keep crafting it, well, for some reason I just don't like where it's taking me. And there's a reason why I attempted to come back 2 years ago. And after a few months, I decided to step away because something didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right. I kind of know what it is, and I've kind of dealt with that, or need to completely deal with it, and I understand that my body has got some wear and tear and a lot of scar tissue. And that coming back to wrestling would mean furthering that scarred tissue and that trauma. But I feel the necessity. Because the other option is going to bring me to a place where I don't think I like being. I need to express this. I need to get it out once and for all, and I guess I just have to finish telling my story, I guess. I don't want to use that because it's been used before, but yeah. I gotta go check on the ribs.